My dear friends, let me remind you of an unshakable truth: your worth is not up for debate. It is inherent, unchanging, and non-negotiable. No one can take it away unless you allow it. Respect from others begins with the respect you give yourself. The energy you emit, the boundaries you set, and the love you carry for yourself, these are the forces that shape how others treat you. Today, I want to guide you through 5 powerful ways to command respect and never let insults pierce your soul again. Self-respect is a cornerstone of a fulfilling and empowered life. It is the unwavering belief in your own worth regardless of external circumstances or opinions. When you respect yourself, you send a powerful message to the world about how you deserve to be treated. This is not about arrogance or self-importance. It is about recognizing your intrinsic value as a human being. It is about understanding that you are worthy of love, kindness, and dignity simply because you exist. At its core, self-respect begins with the way you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue matters more than you may realize. If your thoughts are filled with criticism, doubt, and negativity, it creates an environment where others feel they can mirror that energy. On the other hand, when you treat yourself with kindness, acknowledge your strengths, and forgive your shortcomings, you cultivate a foundation of respect that others can't help but notice. People sense how you feel about yourself. It's in your words, your actions, and your energy. One of the most profound acts of self-respect is honoring your needs and feelings. How often do you push aside your emotions to please others or to avoid conflict? While compromise is sometimes necessary, sacrificing your true self to maintain peace or gain approval erodes your sense of self-worth. When you honor your feelings, you validate your existence. You tell yourself, I matter, my needs matter, and my voice deserves to be heard. This doesn't mean disregarding others, but it does mean balancing their needs with your own. The practice of self-respect also extends to the way you take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Prioritizing your health, setting aside time for rest, and engaging in activities that nourish your spirit are not indulgences, they are necessities. Taking care of yourself is an act of love and respect. It signals to both you and the world that you believe you are deserving of care and attention. Self-respect also involves setting boundaries. Boundaries are a powerful way of expressing what you will and will not tolerate. They define the space where you feel safe and valued. Without boundaries, you may find yourself constantly giving too much, saying yes when you mean no, or enduring disrespectful behavior. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you fear rejection or confrontation, but they are essential for maintaining your self-respect. When you establish clear limits and enforce them, you teach others how to treat you. Another key aspect of self-respect is accountability. Respecting yourself doesn't mean you are infallible. It means you are willing to take responsibility for your actions and learn from your mistakes. It's about acknowledging when you've fallen short, making amends, and striving to do better without falling into self-punishment. True self-respect allows room for growth while maintaining compassion for yourself. The way you carry yourself also reflects your self-respect. Your posture, eye contact, tone of voice, and the way you present yourself to the world all communicate a silent message. When you stand tall, speak clearly, and show pride in who you are, people take notice. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or exude confidence every second of the day. It means embracing your authenticity and presenting yourself in a way that aligns with your values and self-worth. It's important to understand that self-respect isn't dependent on external validation. If you base your self-worth on the opinions of others, you give away your power. People's opinions are fleeting and subjective. They do not define you. Your self-respect must come from within, from a deep knowing that you are valuable just as you are. This kind of inner strength is unshakable. It protects you from the sting of criticism and the need for constant approval. Self-respect also allows you to choose relationships that uplift and support you. When you respect yourself, you naturally gravitate toward people who reflect that respect. You no longer settle for toxic or one-sided connections. Instead, you build relationships that are rooted in mutual understanding, care, and appreciation. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but as your self-respect grows, your relationships will naturally transform to align with the love and value you hold for yourself. At times, maintaining self-respect requires courage. It takes bravery to walk away from situations or people who don't honor your worth. It takes strength to stand firm in your values, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. But every time you choose self-respect, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy of being treated with dignity. Over time, these choices become easier and self-respect becomes second nature. Ultimately, self-respect is about living in alignment with your truest self. It's about embracing your uniqueness, celebrating your achievements, and forgiving your mistakes. It's about holding yourself to a standard of kindness and integrity that inspires others to do the same. When you respect yourself, you create a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. You show the world that you are not just deserving of respect, you are worthy of it, unconditionally. Setting boundaries with confidence is a powerful act of self-respect and self-care. Boundaries are not about pushing others away or creating barriers to connection. They are about defining what is acceptable and unacceptable and acceptable in your life. They represent the lines that protect your emotional, physical, and mental well-being. When you set boundaries confidently, you are saying to the world, I value myself and I deserve to be treated with respect. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection, conflict, or being perceived as difficult. However, it's important to recognize that boundaries are not about pleasing others, they are about taking care of yourself. When you fail to establish and enforce boundaries, you allow others to encroach on your time, energy, and emotional space. Over time, this can lead to resentment, burnout, and a diminished sense of self-worth. Setting boundaries begins with self-awareness. You need to understand your limits and recognize what makes you feel uncomfortable, overwhelmed, or disrespected. This requires tuning into your emotions and being honest with yourself about what you need. For example, if you feel drained after spending time with someone who constantly complains, it may be a sign that you need to limit the amount of time you spend with them or address the nature of your conversations. Once you've identified your boundaries, the next step is to communicate them clearly and assertively. This is where confidence comes into play. Confidence doesn't mean being aggressive or confrontational. It means expressing your needs in a calm, firm, and respectful manner. For instance, if someone frequently interrupts you during conversations, you might say, I value our discussions, but I feel unheard when I'm interrupted. Please let me finish my thoughts before sharing yours. This kind of communication is direct and respectful, leaving little room for misunderstanding. It's also crucial to remember that you are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. People who are used to taking advantage of your lack of boundaries may initially resist or push back. They may try to guilt you, manipulate you, or question your decisions. While it's natural to feel uncomfortable in these situations, it's important to stand firm. Remind yourself that their reaction is a reflection of their expectations, not a measure of your worth. Your job is to protect your well-being, not to make everyone else happy. One of the most common challenges in setting boundaries is the fear of saying no. Many people equate saying no with being rude or selfish, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Saying no when something doesn't align with your values, priorities, or capacity is an act of self-respect. It allows you to preserve your energy for the things that truly matter to you. Practice saying no with kindness but firmness. For example, you can say, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now." This response is polite, clear, and unapologetic. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are also about saying yes to the things that nurture and empower you. When you set boundaries, you create space for positive experiences, relationships, and opportunities. You make room for the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. For example, by setting limits on work-related calls after hours, you can dedicate more time to your family, hobbies, or self-care. Boundaries are a way of prioritizing what truly matters in your life. It's important to remember that boundaries are flexible and can evolve over time. As you grow and change, your needs and priorities may shift. What worked for you in the past may no longer serve you, and that's okay. Be willing to reassess your boundaries and adjust them as needed. This process requires ongoing self-reflection and honesty. Enforcing boundaries is equally important as setting them. If someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, it's essential to address the issue. This may involve reminding them of your limits or taking more decisive action, such as reducing contact with them. While enforcing boundaries can be challenging, it is a necessary step to protect your well-being. Setting boundaries with confidence also means being compassionate with yourself. You won't always get it right. There may be times when you struggle to express your needs or feel guilty for enforcing your limits. This is part of the process. Instead of criticizing yourself, acknowledge your efforts and learn from each experience. With practice, setting boundaries will become easier and your confidence will grow. Ultimately, boundaries are about honoring yourself. They are a way of saying, "I matter, my feelings matter, and my needs matter." When you set boundaries with confidence, you teach others to respect you, and you create a life that aligns with your values and priorities. Boundaries are not selfish. They are a gift to yourself and to the people in your life. They allow you to show up as your best self, fully present and empowered. In the end, the relationships and experiences that honor your boundaries will be the ones that truly enrich your life. Quiet confidence is a magnetic quality that speaks volumes without saying a word. It's a state of being where you know your worth and carry yourself with grace and assurance, free from the need to prove anything to anyone. Unlike loud or boastful confidence, quiet confidence emanates from a deep inner belief in yourself, creating a powerful presence that naturally commands respect and admiration. This kind of confidence begins within. It's rooted in self-awareness and a true understanding of who you are. When you know your strengths, accept your weaknesses, and are comfortable in your own skin, you radiate an energy that draws others to you. Quiet confidence doesn't seek external validation because it doesn't need it. It thrives on the internal knowledge that you are enough, just as you are. This inner knowing creates a calm, steady foundation that others can sense and respect. One of the hallmarks of quiet confidence is the ability to listen. People who embody quiet confidence don't feel the need to dominate conversations or make their voices the loudest in the room. Instead, they actively listen to others, showing genuine interest and attentiveness. This kind of presence makes others feel valued and heard, which in turn deepens their respect for you. By listening more than you speak, you demonstrate that you are secure in yourself and don't need to fill every silence to prove your worth. Quiet confidence also manifests in the way you handle challenges and setbacks. Life is unpredictable, and no one is immune to difficulties. However, the way you respond to these moments says a great deal about your inner strength. Someone with quiet confidence doesn't crumble under pressure or react impulsively. Instead, they approach challenges with composure, focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. This calm and collected demeanor inspires trust and reassures others that you can handle whatever comes your way. Another aspect of quiet confidence is humility. True confidence doesn't seek to overshadow or belittle others. It doesn't need to be the center of attention or demand recognition. Instead, it celebrates the achievements of others and shares the spotlight willingly. Humility paired with confidence creates a powerful combination that is both inspiring and approachable. When people see that you are confident without being arrogant, they feel safe and comfortable around you. Body language plays a significant role in quiet confidence. Your posture, eye contact, and facial expressions all communicate how you feel about yourself. Standing tall with shoulders relaxed and making steady eye contact conveys self-assurance. A warm, genuine smile shows openness and approachability. Even the way you move calmly and deliberately can reflect your inner confidence. When your body language aligns with your inner state, you create a harmonious presence that others can't help but notice. Quiet confidence also involves the ability to stay grounded in your values. In a world that often pressures people to conform or seek approval, staying true to yourself is an act of courage. Someone with quiet confidence doesn't feel the need to follow the crowd or compromise their principles to fit in. They have a clear sense of what matters to them and make decisions accordingly. This steadfastness in the face of external influences is deeply respected by others, as it demonstrates integrity and self-assurance. Additionally, quiet confidence allows you to embrace vulnerability. While it may seem counterintuitive, being open about your struggles and imperfections is a sign of true strength. It shows that you are secure enough in yourself to admit when you don't have all the answers or when you need help. Vulnerability humanizes you and fosters genuine connections with others. It demonstrates that confidence isn't about being invincible, it's about being authentic. People with quiet confidence also understand the importance of patience. They don't rush to prove themselves or seek immediate results. Instead, they trust the process and remain committed to their goals, knowing that success takes time. This patience reflects a deep belief in their abilities and the understanding that lasting achievements are worth the wait. Their calm persistence often inspires others to adopt the same steady approach. Finally, quiet confidence doesn't seek to compare. It isn't threatened by the success of others or driven by the need to outshine anyone. Instead, it focuses on personal growth and self-improvement. A quietly confident person understands that their journey is unique and doesn't feel the need to measure themselves against others. This mindset creates a sense of inner peace and contentment that is both admirable and aspirational. In every aspect of life, quiet confidence is a powerful force. It doesn't shout, it speaks with actions, presence, and integrity. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, staying true to your values, and navigating life with grace and authenticity. When you embody quiet confidence, you create an unspoken aura of respect that influences your relationships, opportunities, and overall quality of life. It's not about being the loudest or the boldest, it's about being deeply and unapologetically yourself, and in doing so, inspiring others to do the same. Responding rather than reacting is one of the most valuable skills you can cultivate in life. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence to choose how to approach situations rather than being controlled by immediate emotions. When you master the ability to respond thoughtfully, you gain control over your interactions, reduce unnecessary conflict, and enhance your relationships. It's a shift from impulsivity to intentionality, from chaos to calm. Reacting is instinctive. It's what happens when you let emotions take the lead without pausing to think. Imagine someone cutting you off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be to honk your horn aggressively or shout in frustration. This reaction, fueled by anger or irritation, doesn't resolve anything. Instead, it escalates your stress and potentially creates further tension. Reacting often stems from a place of defensiveness or fear, and it usually prioritizes short-term emotional release over long-term well-being. Responding, on the other hand, involves a pause. It's the intentional act of considering the situation, understanding your emotions, and deciding the best course of action. In the same traffic scenario, a response might involve taking a deep breath, letting the frustration pass, and choosing to focus on your destination rather than the inconvenience. Responding doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means processing them in a way that aligns with your values and desired outcomes. One of the first steps to responding rather than reacting is cultivating awareness of your emotional triggers. Everyone has certain situations or behaviors that provoke strong reactions. Perhaps it's criticism, feeling ignored, or being rushed. Identifying these triggers allows you to prepare for them. When you know what sets you off, you can anticipate your emotional response and practice managing it before it spirals out of control. A key element of responding is taking a moment to pause. The pause creates space between the stimulus and your action. In this space, you have the opportunity to assess your feelings, evaluate the situation, and choose a deliberate response. This might mean counting to 10, taking a deep breath, or stepping away from the situation momentarily. The pause doesn't have to be long. Even a few seconds can make a significant difference in how you handle a situation. Understanding the emotions behind your reaction is equally important. When someone's words or actions upset you, it's helpful to ask yourself why you feel that way. Are you feeling disrespected, misunderstood, or undervalued? Recognizing the root of your emotion allows you to address the issue more effectively. For instance, if you feel hurt by a friend's comment, reacting might involve snapping back defensively. Responding, however, might involve calmly expressing how their words made you feel and seeking clarification. Empathy plays a critical role in responding thoughtfully. Often we react harshly because we focus solely on our perspective and ignore the other person's intentions or feelings. By practicing empathy, you can better understand where the other person is coming from and approach the situation with greater compassion. For example, if a coworker seems irritable, instead of reacting defensively, you might consider that they're under stress and respond with kindness or patience. Effective communication is another cornerstone of responding rather than reacting. When you're mindful of your tone, words, and body language, you can convey your thoughts and feelings without escalating the situation. This often involves using I statements to express your perspective. Instead of saying you're always so inconsiderate, which may provoke defensiveness, you could say, I felt overlooked when my opinion wasn't considered. This approach focuses on your feelings rather than attacking the other person, making it more likely to foster understanding and resolution. Practicing patience is essential when learning to respond. In the heat of the moment, your emotions may demand immediate action, but patience allows you to wait until you're in a calmer state to address the issue. This is particularly important in situations where your initial reaction might be fueled by anger or frustration. Giving yourself time to cool down helps ensure that your response is measured and constructive. Responding rather than reacting also means letting go of the need to control others. You can't change how people behave, but you can control how you respond to them. This mindset shift is liberating because it allows you to focus on your own actions and attitudes rather than being consumed by the behavior of others. When you stop trying to control external factors, you gain greater control over your internal peace. Developing the ability to respond thoughtfully takes practice, but the rewards are profound. It can transform your relationships, reduce stress, and empower you to navigate life with greater ease. Each time you choose to respond rather than react, you're reinforcing a habit of mindfulness and emotional resilience. Over time, this approach becomes second nature, allowing you to handle even the most challenging situations with grace and composure. Ultimately, responding is about aligning your actions with your values and long-term goals. It's about choosing a path that fosters understanding, connection, and growth rather than one that perpetuates conflict and negativity. When you embrace this mindset, you not only enhance your interactions with others, but also deepen your own sense of inner strength and self-respect. It's a skill that enriches every aspect of your life, creating a foundation for personal and interpersonal success. Respect is a two-way street, a delicate balance that thrives when it is shared. To receive respect from others, you must also extend it. This principle may seem straightforward, but its implications are profound. At its core, respect is about valuing others as you wish to be valued, creating a harmonious exchange that fosters understanding, trust, and mutual appreciation. The foundation of respect begins with how you treat others, regardless of their status, background, or role in your life. Everyone you encounter carries their own struggles, dreams, and stories. When you approach others with kindness and consideration, you acknowledge their inherent worth. Small gestures like saying please and thank you or taking the time to listen without interruption convey a sense of respect that can strengthen relationships and create an atmosphere of goodwill. Respect is not just about polite behavior, it is about seeing others as equals, deserving of dignity and fairness. Whether you are interacting with a colleague, a stranger, or a loved one, treating them with fairness and without judgment sets the tone for reciprocal respect. When people feel valued and acknowledged, they are naturally inclined to reciprocate those feelings. Respect becomes a cycle of positivity that enriches both parties. Active listening is a powerful way to show respect. Often people listen with the intent to reply rather than to understand. However, true respect involves listening attentively, without distractions, to fully comprehend what the other person is saying. This level of attentiveness demonstrates that you value their thoughts and opinions. When others feel heard, they are more likely to extend the same courtesy to you, fostering mutual respect and deeper connections. Respect also involves honoring boundaries. Everyone has their own limits, preferences, and needs. By respecting these boundaries, you show that you understand and value their individuality. Whether it's giving someone space when they need it, avoiding prying questions, or refraining from interrupting their personal time, these acts of consideration go a long way in building respect. When you respect others' boundaries, they are more likely to respect yours, creating a balanced and respectful dynamic. Authenticity plays a crucial role in earning and giving respect. People can sense when interactions are insincere, and such exchanges often breed distrust. Being honest, genuine, and transparent in your dealings with others not only garners respect, but also sets a standard for how you wish to be treated. Authenticity means showing up as your true self without pretense and encouraging others to do the same. This openness fosters trust and mutual appreciation. It's also important to respect others' perspectives, even when they differ from your own. The world is rich with diverse opinions, experiences, and beliefs, and understanding that your perspective is just one among many is a mark of true respect. When you engage with differing viewpoints without judgment or defensiveness, you demonstrate maturity and openness. This willingness to accept others as they are encourages reciprocal respect, as people feel safe expressing themselves around you. Respect doesn't mean always agreeing or avoiding conflict. Healthy disagreements are a natural part of human interaction. However, the way you handle disagreements can either build or break respect. When disagreements arise, focusing on constructive dialogue rather than personal attacks shows that you value the relationship more than the need to win the argument. Respectful conflict resolution strengthens the bond between individuals and sets the tone for how future disagreements will be handled. Respect is not limited to how you treat others, it also includes how you carry yourself. Self-respect is a vital component of reciprocal respect. When you value yourself and uphold your own boundaries, you set an example for how you expect to be treated. People take cues from how you present yourself and are more likely to mirror the respect you show for yourself. Self-respect is not about arrogance, it's about demonstrating self-worth in a way that invites mutual appreciation. One of the most transformative aspects of respect is its ability to create a ripple effect. When you consistently treat others with kindness, fairness, and understanding, you inspire them to pass that respect on to others. This ripple effect extends far beyond individual interactions, contributing to a more compassionate and empathetic community. By practicing respect, you become a catalyst for positive change, influencing those around you to embrace the same principles. Respect is also about consistency. It's easy to show respect when things are going well, but the true test of respect lies in how you behave under pressure or in difficult situations. Staying respectful, even when emotions are high or when you feel wronged, is a sign of emotional maturity and strength. This consistency builds trust and ensures that your actions align with your values, reinforcing mutual respect over time. Ultimately, respect is a shared energy. It grows stronger when both parties actively contribute to it, creating a cycle of positive interactions that benefit everyone involved. It's a language of human connection, unspoken yet deeply felt, that transcends differences and unites people on a fundamental level. When you treat others with the same respect you wish to receive, you not only enhance your relationships, but also create a world where understanding and kindness prevail. Your worth is an unshakable truth, inherent and absolute. It is not something that can be diminished by the opinions of others, the circumstances of your life, or the mistakes you have made. Your value as a person is intrinsic, existing simply because you are. Yet, in a world filled with comparison, judgment, and external pressures, it is easy to forget this fundamental truth and allow your sense of self-worth to waver. To reclaim and protect it, you must remind yourself that your worth is non-negotiable. Too often, people tie their worth to external achievements, relationships, or validation from others. They believe their value increases if they succeed at work, maintain perfect relationships, or receive praise and admiration. While external success and acknowledgement can feel rewarding, they are fleeting. Basing your worth on such impermanent factors makes you vulnerable to doubt when those things falter or disappear. True worth comes from within and remains steady regardless of external conditions. To embrace your worth, start by recognizing that you are not defined by your failures or shortcomings. Everyone makes mistakes, faces challenges, and experiences moments of uncertainty. These are not reflections of your value, but opportunities for growth. It's important to approach yourself with kindness and compassion, especially when things go wrong. Beating yourself up over mistakes only erodes your confidence, while self-compassion reinforces your resilience and sense of inherent worth. Another essential aspect of recognizing your worth is letting go of the need for approval from others. The opinions of others are subjective and often shaped by their own biases and insecurities. When you rely on external validation to feel worthy, you place your power in someone else's hands. Reclaim that power by learning to validate yourself. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small, and remind yourself of your strengths and qualities without needing anyone else's affirmation. Setting boundaries is a powerful way to honor your worth. When you allow others to disrespect your time, energy, or values, you send a message to yourself that your needs are less important. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about protecting your peace and prioritizing what matters to you. Saying no when necessary and standing firm in your decisions demonstrates self-respect and reinforces the belief that you are deserving of care and consideration. Self-worth is also about acknowledging that you are enough exactly as you are. You do not need to change yourself to fit someone else's expectations or conform to societal standards. Your worth does not depend on being perfect, achieving more, or looking a certain way. Embracing your authentic self flaws and all frees you from the pressure to constantly prove yourself. It allows you to live with confidence and authenticity, knowing that you are valuable simply because you exist. Comparison is one of the most significant threats to self-worth. When you measure yourself against others, you often focus on their strengths and your perceived weaknesses, creating a distorted view of your value. It's important to remember that everyone is on their own unique journey with their own challenges and triumphs. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your growth and progress. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and recognize the beauty in your individuality. Practicing gratitude is another way to strengthen your sense of worth. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, fostering a sense of abundance and appreciation for your life. When you take time to acknowledge your blessings, skills, and qualities, you reinforce the idea that you are enough and that your life is valuable. Gratitude is a reminder that worthiness is not about perfection, but about embracing all that you are and all that you have. The way you speak to yourself also has a profound impact on your sense of worth. Negative self-talk can chip away at your confidence, leaving you feeling inadequate or unworthy. Replacing harsh inner dialogue with affirming, uplifting thoughts is a powerful way to nurture your self-worth. Remind yourself daily of your strengths, accomplishments, and unique qualities. Affirmations like "I am deserving of love and respect," or "I am enough just as I am" can help rewire your mindset and reinforce your inherent value. Surrounding yourself with supportive, uplifting people is equally important. The company you keep can either strengthen or weaken your sense of worth. Choose relationships that empower you, where mutual respect and encouragement are present. Distance yourself from those who belittle you or make you question your value. When you are surrounded by people who see and honor your worth, it becomes easier to believe in it yourself. Ultimately, understanding that your worth is non-negotiable means embracing your value without conditions or exceptions. It's a mindset that requires daily commitment, especially in a world that often tries to undermine it. By recognizing that your worth is inherent, practicing self-compassion, setting boundaries, and focusing on your inner strengths, you create a solid foundation of self-worth that cannot be shaken by external forces. You are worthy just as you are, and nothing can change that truth.